Radio.
You're listening to Cryptocurrent, the only podcast that explores the bold projects, exciting opportunities, and the growing reach of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Whether you've got skin in the game or you're just crypto curious, keep an open mind, enjoy the conversation, and stay cryptocurrent. Now here's your host, Richard Carthon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cryptocurrent. Your host here, Richard Carthon. And today I got a special guest all the way from North Carolina. We have Brian Platz with Fluree. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So how about you start off by giving us a little bit of background and tell us about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I have been in enterprise software for about 30 or so years and really focused on our new venture, Fluree, about 5 years or so ago. Excuse me, originally from the Midwest, now live in North Carolina, and happy to be here.
Well, good deal. So how about you give us a little bit of story of how did you get into the cryptocurrency and blockchain space to begin with?
My co-founder of my current company, he and I have been building software companies for some time, and I guess eight or so years ago, he kind of got the Bitcoin bug. And he and I were both in a different venture at the time, a different company that we had started that's still going on today. But we kind of watched things. We thought about different opportunities there. And then really from our enterprise software background, we thought about how to take some of the technologies and innovations we were seeing, primarily at that point in Bitcoin, but, some of the other things were coming up at that point, and applying it towards the enterprise and solving problems that we're seeing there. So that's kind of what ended up making us take the jump about 4 or so years ago.
Gotcha. All right. Well, so y'all have been in the game since 2012, which is incredible that you've known about it this long. But I see that the transition, you finally were all right, to around 2016. All right, let's get after it. Let's see how we can effectively work in the crypto and blockchain space. So then you come up with the concept of Fluree. So tell us about your company. What is it, and how can people be using it today?
Yeah, so Fluree is really at its core a data management platform. I mean, we label it as a Web3 data management platform. And when we say Web3, we're really talking about the semantic web, the machine-to-machine web, kind of what Tim Berners-Lee, who invented the original web, put his vision out. I don't know, pre-Bitcoin, so probably in early 2000s is where the Web3 concepts originally came from him. And I guess one of our big focuses with Fluree is that we see in the crypto space things like Bitcoin, things like Ethereum, and what they ultimately are completely vertically integrated stacks. They're kind of custom software, top to bottom, specifically for that one use case that they're trying to solve. And I think where we've always seen software markets evolve is that you typically do see those vertically integrated stacks, but then you start to see people peel away each layer and innovate around each layer. And if I had to describe it, around the data management layer is the area that Fluree has peeled off. So we focus on being able to power any sort of application, whether it's centralized or decentralized, and we bring all these blockchain benefits to the typical data management problem. We also bring a lot of innovation to data management that doesn't have to do with blockchain at the same time, to really come up with a very modern, cutting edge, optionally decentralized data management tool.
Gotcha. So can you elaborate a little bit deeper into why is that so powerful, and why is that kind of revolutionizing the data warehouse marketplace?
Yeah, well, it's interesting you say data warehouse. It's not necessarily revolutionizing data warehouses, but we think about things like data warehouses and even APIs as a band-aid to a fundamental problem, which is we're building applications today. They're very data-centric. The data is the core of the application itself. Not that long ago, the apps were more application-centric. You were trying to automate process or workflow. Now it's the data that holds really the ultimate value, not the process automation part, at least for most apps and increasingly more in the future. So we're building these apps. We're having to share that data. That data needs to go to external parties. Databases were never designed to share data, to collaborate around data. They were designed for an application-centric world. They were designed to, serve as a slave to some application in front of it. So things like Fluree, like the semantic web, that the standards we embrace, which include RDF and the Sparkle query language, these are all World Wide Web Consortium languages. They help maybe not eliminate the need for data warehouses, but greatly reduce it, because they, out of the box, allow for things like combining different data sources across the internet in a single query. Lots of times we build data warehouses because we have, 15, 20, 100, 1,000 different databases, and we're trying to get that data together so we can issue a query against it all combined. Well, Semantic Web says you don't have to have it all together to issue a query. As long as you adhere to these standards and can talk across it, we can do that. Same thing with API management. Fluree has what we call smart functions. They're like smart contracts, but they're triggered based on very specific types of data changes at the data tier. And by using these smart functions, not only for controlling who can update what, but who can read what, it allows us to, instead of building custom APIs into our applications, we can now support more generic query interfaces to third parties like GraphQL, which we natively support. Someone can just describe the data they want from you. As long as the data can defend itself, can sort of strip out what that user can't see, we can get out of the business of building custom APIs. Not, again, all APIs, but the APIs that just deal with getting permission data in and out of systems can largely be eliminated.
Right.
And there's a lot of blockchain stuff in here that just kind of makes all this stuff possible.
Gotcha. So I just want to hold you up real quick on the smart contract side. So for newer people that are listening, smart contracts, basically if this then that. Think of a vending machine. You put in your dollar, you press A1, you get a Coke out. You don't need a third party to kind of say that, hey, this actually happened. It's you go in directly and do it. So from a smart contract standpoint, what is a way that a company or whoever builds on your platform will be able to build some type of technology? Can you give you like a real world example?
Yeah, we have a lot of startup customers, and I'll give some of those examples because they're exciting. We recently signed on the Department of Defense, which is looking to increase data collaboration securely across their different domains. But yeah, like Fabric is a first data marketplace. They have a token called Social Cash. The entire platform is built on top of Fluree. So Fluree is the foundation. Fluree not only enables the cryptocurrency part, but importantly, Fluree enables the first-party data management part. And when I say first-party data management, it allows consumers, users, to say, here's information about me, and if an advertiser wants it, I'm willing to release it as long as they pay me, and they get paid in social cash tokens. And that's opposed to, Google and Facebook selling your data on your behalf and them collecting all the money. So it's a different sort of advertising model. Another example might be IdeaBlock, also built using Fluree. IdeaBlock allows people to secure intellectual property, and they use Fluree and our blockchain characteristics to be able to have proof that they came up with an idea at a certain moment in time. And it's become a less expensive way of trying to protect an idea as opposed to going through a patent system. So maybe it's not worth doing a patent. Maybe you don't have the money to do a patent. You can still prove you had an idea at a moment in time. And these are just examples. So, we operate at a pretty fundamental level, and people can build applications on top of this, whether it's a simple app like a cryptocurrency, or whether it's a really complicated or involved app like Fabric and first-party data marketplaces.
Gotcha. And that's really powerful, and that's really unique. And pretty incredible things that, companies are building on top of your platform right now. So definitely keep up that great work. But so just as another example, so let's say I'm a company looking to create my own blockchain solution or create my own cryptocurrency. What is the process of being able to come to Fluree and making that a reality?
Yeah, so for one, Fluree is what's called a private blockchain. So it is not yet, anyway, a full public blockchain. So it's something where either you're going to operate it internally or you're going to have a designated set of external parties that are going to operate what you're looking to do. So what you're trying to do there is not necessarily create a brand new currency, perhaps that's going to be listed on an exchange, but maybe create a token that has some sort of value in the context of a network. And Fabric that I brought up is a really good example of that. The steps you would go through is you just can go to our website and you can download Fluree. There is an extensive documentation website. It's got videos, it's got tutorials, it's got reference docs. Even has one for building a cryptocurrency, if that's kind of the hello world or to do sort of app you want to build to get started learning some of the concepts, you can do that.
Which is pretty remarkable. So really cool. I'm really glad that one, people are able to come in, and if they want to build their own cryptocurrency, they have the tools to do that. But they also, if they have the blockchain utilization and the data side as well. So I have a question in the sense of you already listed a couple of different companies that have come on and built some really cool projects on top of your platform. But outside of just the Fluree project, what are some other crypto and blockchain projects that are that have you excited that you're looking out for right now?
Well, we are really focused around data management. So more on the public side, we're really interested in IPFS, Filecoin, and they're great complements to Fluree. We recently announced a partnership and have an integration with Storage, which is its own currency, as you're probably aware, which also does data and file management. So, of course, that side of the house is something that really interests us quite a bit.
Awesome. Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense. There's synergies and it aligns. So of course it would make sense for y'all to continue to move that forward. But also, I mean, we're in 2020. There are some big things in the horizon in the crypto space. I would say the market's starting to mature. It's still very early. There's still a lot of first movers. But what are some things in the crypto and blockchain horizon that you think that you're paying attention to that you think others should be paying attention to as well?
Yeah, I think there's going to continue to be a lot of innovation in the layers of the technology stack that ultimately, like I said at the beginning, that ultimately these initial blockchains were built on. So we're really focused on the data layer. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting things sort of at the app tier, the app layer, in the front end, the UI layer. And people will be able to swap out different technologies depending on what they're trying to build at each of those layers. Sometimes I think about things like, the early days of the internet. I mean, we had just basic public web pages, mainly for researchers, and they were immensely valuable. This was something that could never be done before. It was a real innovation. And I always think, cryptocurrencies as they are today are kind of in that initial layer. And, fast forward now, 25 years, and now we have cloud computing and computing on demand, and all that innovation happened from people picking apart the layers that those early prototypes, so to speak, or those early applications were built on, in innovating and innovating and innovating. And soon you come up with entirely new business concepts, not only innovation in those stacks, but a whole new world. And I think that that's really what the blockchain space has to look forward to.
I agree with that. I think there's just so much about this space that is so early, but still makes so much sense in the fact that once it's built out and once we get to mass adoption, it's going to just catch fire. But you have to build the infrastructure first. You have to build the platforms in the ways that when innovative ideas come to play, it doesn't take them 3 to 5 years to be able to get up and sprint. You want to already have the tools in place that where someone come in and in 1 to 2 years really start making a dent in the market. And I just feel like we have the growing pains of building out all of that tech right now.
Yeah, I agree. And I say quite frequently, it will be at some point in, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, but you will use blockchain technology hundreds of times a day, and you won't even think or know about it. And I don't think it's going to be that different than use the internet hundreds of times a day. And probably half the time you're using it, you don't even know you're using it. And it's just very pervasive. So I think that is the world we will end up seeing. It's anyone's guess as to exactly when that's going to be, but I think we're headed there pretty quickly.
Absolutely. And I am kind of bullish in the sense that I think it'll happen this decade. Maybe not until like the end of it, but I think that with just the amount of resources being poured into this space right now, and as more people are catching wind of how it truly can be used to amplify and increase the livelihood of everyone on an international level, I think that's when we really start to see some real momentum being built behind it. But Brian, really appreciate you coming on the show today. I always ask all my guests before they leave, what is a final thought that you want to leave with everyone here today?
Well, I would just encourage people who have not dived in to play with the technology, just start playing with different types of blockchain technology and getting familiar with it. There's nothing like getting your hands on it and things just start clicking, how things work, why things work. So I would really encourage anyone who hasn't taken that plunge to do so.
Definitely. And I always think that's a great final thought. The reason that we talk to so many different unique speakers is that hopefully one of the topics resonates with someone and it sparks their curiosity. And then once they start diving in, I think they spiral down and eventually get deep into this rabbit hole of all of this amazing, incredible opportunity that is just in this space right now. So I appreciate that final thought. But what are some ways, Brian, that people can connect with you who are listening right now?
Well, the best place is to go to our website, and there you can get our software, you can learn more about our technology, and you can contact us. So if Fluree sounds interesting to you, please go there. It's www.flur.ee. So Flur with 2 E's at the end.
Perfect. Well, again, Brian, really appreciate your time today. And for everyone listening, stay cryptocurrent. Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening to another episode of Cryptocurrent. For more information on this episode and all of our episodes, please visit us at www.crypto-current.co. Stay up to date with the latest news in cryptocurrency. You'll receive daily emails Monday through Friday that are personalized and curated content specific to you and your interest, powered by artificial intelligence. Are you an accredited investor looking to invest in cryptocurrency? Crescent City Capital can help. Go to crescentcitycapital.com for more information. If you're finding value in our content, please take 5 minutes to leave a 5-star review and a great comment. Also, please make sure to share this podcast with others. Hello, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the quality of this podcast. I can only thank my amazing producer, Andrew DeRitter, with DeRitter Productions, who has put this together. If you have any podcast, visual, or video needs, please go to DeRitterProductions.com. That's DERITTER Productions.com.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Cryptocurrent with Richard Carthon. We'll be back with more exciting developments from the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency next week. But until then, stay cryptocurrent.
Please use available exits now.